So if you're a business owner and you're asking yourself, what should I be doing with AI? In this video, I'm essentially going to walk through essentially what I will tell a business owner if they were to come to me and ask me questions about what they should be doing when they want to use AI or automations. And this really comes because I've had a lot of business owners come to me right now and just ask me questions about this entire field and what they can do because they feel like they're falling behind and that they should be doing something, but they don't know what. They don't know how to use it. They don't feel like they're keeping track of all of the changes that are going on, and it's a lot going on. So they feel like they're missing out, essentially. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Chris. And I also used to work over here in this company as a COO and as well over here. So a lot of the automations and tools that I'm using today are the same tools I was using in that company, and essentially making things more efficient and making the company more money. And in this case, I have 6 years of experience, which comes from this over here. Plus, on top of it, I've also built 55 different flows inside of end-to-end. This is because prior to this, I was using Python to build out automations. That's why I don't have that many flows in end-to-end, but most of my work is from Python. That's essentially where I learn how to automate things. And then I have a few reviews, testimonials from people or businesses in terms of work. But if we go down now to the most important thing here, automations and AI agents, or AI in general. What I always start off with is that there are two main ways to really use agents or automations in general. And it's just like either you want to save time or you want to make more money. And when it comes to making more money, it's just saving time in this case. When it comes to saving time, it's just looking at what am I doing today that I want to remove with automations. That's essentially it. And yes, it might be hard to think it through, but if, let's say you go, because a lot of people do come to me and ask me like, what can we do? And that's kind of the same question, like jumping into an Uber and asking the driver, hey, drive me. And the Uber drivers ask you like, where do you want to go? Oh, I don't know, but you drive around here, so you kind of know where you should go, right? And he doesn't really know where you want to go. He doesn't really know. And that's kind of the same thing here. It's just like, I don't know what is happening in your business. I don't know like what things you're doing where maybe you could work smarter. Maybe you could work a bit better. It's just about like sitting down and actually thinking through what are the things we're doing on a daily basis where I feel like we're inefficient here or we could improve it. And oftentimes, most of us kind of know what we can improve. I mean, in my case, when I was working in that company up top, I could essentially see things all the time. Those were things that annoyed me, where I was just thinking to myself, I hate having to, for example, when I was doing customer service, I felt like, okay, we're getting the same kind of tickets over here. What if we could essentially just automate parts of it and just push out a huge majority of the ticket? Because a lot of the tickets you get as an e-com company are often like, where's my package? Oh, I want to return this. My product had some damages. Can you help me with this? And in a lot of cases, you can simply just automate. You don't need a human touch on those things. And that's what I'm trying to say here. So if you are, for example, let's say with e-com, for example, it's quite common that people will expect to receive the package within 1 to 3 days, or 2 to 3 days. Depends on where you are in the world, of course. And maybe on the second day or the third day, that's when they will reach out and ask you like, hey, where's my package? Well, essentially, since we know that, we can essentially have an automation that checks everybody's packages on the first or second day, and then essentially check where is the package with DHL, because you can do that with the API, and then check, is it inside your country or is it close or nearby them? If it's not, we have to send an email automatically. And that just makes things easier, because then they're not going to reach out. You already reach out to them. So you're being proactive here. You reach out to them and tell them like, hey, here's where your package is and it's on the way. It won't probably come today, but it will probably come tomorrow because of the distance. And that's a perfect situation to automate something with an AI agent, because the agent will be able to craft a message that makes sense based on where the package is. And that's just a simple solution I just came up with right now, but it's just based on what I've seen and I know is happening inside the business. And you gotta just think the same way about your business when you work. So, for example, I know that when I was working as a sales rep, you had to write down notes a lot. Like you had to do it, and nobody liked doing that. But one way that you could solve this is by essentially building out an AI agent that records the conversation and then essentially write out the notes for you into a sheet that is essentially with the name, phone, notes, everything, essentially. And it could do that for you every single time because you can connect the API to the whatever system you use, get the conversation, parse the data, push it out to your CRM, and the salesperson doesn't have to do anything at all because essentially you have a tool parse out the information and put it in the right place. And that's another thing. And the way I'm thinking about all of this is just simply, what are the things that are annoying me? Or what are the things that I feel like, okay, most of the time it's just what is annoying me. That's most of the time, essentially. In your case, it might just be either annoys you or where you feel like we're wasting time. It's the same thing. You just got to have that feeling for, we just got to change this. Like, this is not good at all. We just got to do something about it. And that's essentially how you got to look at like saving time. Another way could also be, for example, scheduling. Let's say you have a lot of meetings and you have to manually schedule a lot. And because you have to manually schedule a lot, you're spending a lot of time on that. Let's say you're spending, I don't know, an hour each day, for example. That's just something you could, because there are tools out there right now, automations that will handle the scheduling for you. So you don't have to do it. And that's just one example of how you can add in an automation and let it schedule for you, and then maybe connect it with end-to-end, add in some sort of AI agent that maybe works with the data somehow, or you can essentially add on top of it, is what I'm trying to say. But that is essentially just based on what is happening in your day-to-day work, essentially, what you're seeing. So to take away from this with saving time, we have to take a look at your day. And once we understand what is happening during your day, it's easier to go find tools because there's so many tools out there right now. There's a new tool coming out every single day. Just yesterday, I found a new tool that works exactly the same like Perplexity that you can use as an API. I wasn't aware about it and I just found it and I was just like, oh, this is perfect because there's so many tools coming out. But the only way to find the correct tools is to have a problem to solve from the beginning. If we don't have a problem to solve, we're just gonna hoard a bunch of tools for no reason at all, and we're never gonna use them because it's just like, I don't know why I have these tools. But I can tell you right now that all of the tools that I'm saving every single time, I'm using them all the time. Appify, scraping leads, I'm using that all the time. I know why I know why I have it. So it's super important just to solve for the problem. Start with the problem, like essentially here. That is really it, and do not start with the tools. Like no, that is bad. Do not start with the tools because you're just gonna sit there with a tool and you don't know what to do with it, and that doesn't really help at all. But then we have also the other one, which is making money. And making money, I mean, I feel like that one is pretty clear for people whenever you explain it, because that can be, for example, if you have a med spa. That one is classic. A lot of people talk about that all the time. But essentially, there are times when you're not working. There is nobody at the desk. Let's say between 6 p.m. to 12 p.m., for example. There's nobody working during that time, right? Because that's like, most people are at home. But that's where you can have an AI answer the phone and essentially book in meetings for you. And in this case, I will just let it book the meetings and let the human cancel the meetings. I will probably do that because they can win back the customers essentially. But essentially, this is how you could then use it. Like you could have an AI agent book in meetings because it's good enough to book in meetings for you and have access to the calendar and just do one thing quite good. And that's essentially one place you could use it. And that's just making money, for example. And then, of course, if you want to, you have other avenues. You could, I mean, some people do use it to cold call as well. And that's also making more money. You could also use it for, what is it called, lead scraping plus Instantly, which is essentially scraping leads and then creating personalized messages with Instantly, or not Instantly, but essentially using Instantly on the side with it, and then sending out a lot of emails, which can then lead to converting leads. Or another thing that I'm doing right now is scraping LinkedIn leads, and then essentially bringing those leads to another company. That's another thing. You can also scrape Facebook leads as well. So as you can see here, there is a lot of like scraping here, and scraping is not really anything new. That has been going on for a long time. But that is essentially one way you can make more money, essentially. It's just like having the AI help you in some way where you're already making money and then letting it help you make even more. And with all of this, really, and hopefully you kind of understand, that it's just about going into what you're doing today in your business, in your day to day, and then adding automations on top of that. It's not really trying to create something new or different. It's just simply looking at what are we doing here in the business and how can we automate that part, essentially. That's really the goal here. And if that is clear, I feel that as the person that you should kind of know what to look for. Because now, if you go to whoever you go to ask for help with automations, you're going to know what problem you want to solve. And once you know that, it's going to be 10 times easier to just attack that problem. Because now we know that, oh, you know what? We actually want to automate our e-com business where we send out an email on the second day for shipments that should arrive on the third day. But we know that if it doesn't, people are going to reach out to us on the third day, and we want to send it on the second day so they don't reach out and they understand that, hey, they're on top of it. This is super great. And if you go to somebody with like those criteria, they're going to understand what to do and what to build, and it's going to go super fast. But if you go with an open, like, oh, maybe you can do this or this or this or this or this, it's just like, it's just going to be super hard. At that point, it's just a discussion about exploring, like, oh, what if we could do this or do that? There's no real problem that we're looking at. It just feels like we're essentially just talking about what possibilities we have. So yeah, hopefully this is super clear. Hopefully this is a bit more clear on what to do moving forward for you as well. And when it comes to tools, there are so many places to find out about tools, but I will say Perplexity is super good on the news side, because they deliver news and you can select what kind of news you want to see. And I've just noticed that Perplexity with the news is super easy. But then again, I can understand you don't have time to read all of this. It's just way too much. So yeah, I mean, essentially have a problem and then go out and look for the solutions for that problem. You can sit there and read about this. It's going to be a lot in most cases. But yeah, Perplexity, that's a good place or source to follow on what is going on. I found a lot of tools through Perplexity. And then you have Reddit, of course, that you can use. And YouTube. YouTube is really good. Oftentimes on YouTube, they're going to talk about the most popular tools and not really about the obscure tools. So in most cases, like the smaller tools, I don't find through YouTube really. It's oftentimes through Perplexity or Reddit, where people are trying out different solutions. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe if you have.